The key to great soups is all about adapting them to your palate. So first of all, why are soups great? Well, they're a fantastic way to get tons of nutrients into your body. You can make them taste great, you can tailor them to your palate and what you like. And what we know about getting lots of nutrients into your body, particularly vitamins and minerals, is that they're going to help crush and curb your sugar cravings. So here is a fabulous recipe for this. It is the mushroom, leek, and potato soup. So a leek is really important for this recipe. If you're out of leeks, you can try an onion, but leeks make this the best. And what you do is you start off with the leek and you slice it lengthways down the middle of the leek. And this is important is so when you go to rinse it under the sink, you can get through the little layers and get all the dirt out, because a lot of the dirt gathers up into the leaves and you want to make sure you get it all out, because dirt is the enemy of an enjoyable meal. Then what you're going to do is you're going to slice the leek in horizontal half circles. So basically through the line, you're actually going to slice it through, so you've got like half an inch or a centimeter wide slices of the leek all the way into the green bit. A lot of people will throw out the green bit, but it actually is super delicious and provides a creaminess that the white part doesn't. So this is where you get to start to play with your recipe, and this is where you tailor it. If you like big chunks of potato, cut them into big chunks. Okay, then you can choose to do things like with your mushrooms, slice them really thinly or chunky, just depends how you like it. And then what you want to do is to move into and start to grate your zucchini with, we love the zoodle maker. And basically you can use a julienne grater or a grater, or if you don't have one of these handy little beautiful things, you can just slice the zucchini and that will be perfectly fine. So here is where the onion comes in. And as I said, if you don't have the leek, you can use extra onions, but it's nice to have the flavor profile of both, and it also creates a different body and texture and sweetness to the recipe. So just dice an onion and then take a garlic clove, and I just kind of mash it a bit with the knife, push down on it, and then I actually take the garlic clove out and I will use a microplane grater to either grate it, or if I'm in a hurry and my microplane's not handy, I'll just chop it up. It doesn't have to be super fine for this recipe. Now all my vegetables are taken care of. I grab out my soup pot and I place a tablespoon or two of some cold pressed coconut oil in it. Now I'm really careful not to get this too hot, because both the leek and the garlic are super sensitive to heat, and if it's too high it's going to burn them and they're going to taste bitter, which is not attractive. What you want is just a low kind of simmering heat where you can see it kind of being affected by the heat, but it's sweating essentially. And what you're doing is you're bringing out the flavors and the aroma compounds, but you're also cooking it slightly so it's nice and tender and creates and adds to a silky texture within your soup. So now once all your base vegetables have been sweated and they're nice and tender, you're going to add in your potatoes, a bit of fresh thyme and fresh continental flat leaf parsley, and then you're going to add your liquid to cover. So I'm adding in some veggie stock. What you want to look for when you add your veggie stock is to make sure it doesn't have MSG. Now remember, MSG has all kinds of different names that it goes by. And so what we've done is we've included a list within the recipe below. If you can't find a veggie or a stock that doesn't have MSG in it, it's totally fine to just do this with water. So now that all my vegetables are added, the stock is on top of it, or the water depending on what you've used, you're going to bring it to a boil and then you're going to turn it right down to a simmer. With this soup, one of the things to note is that a longer, lower temperature kind of simmer produces a creamier result to the actual end vegetables and soup. So now once your soup is done, this is where you get to tailor it to your taste buds. So if you like pureed soups, you can blend the entire soup. If you like chunky soups with just a bit of broth, just leave it as is. And if you're like Andy and myself, what you're going to do is you're going to puree part of the soup and keep some of it chunky. That way you get this lovely kind of smooth, rich, broth, thick texture with a chunky texture of things you can actually chew. And they've actually done studies to show that soups are more satiating if there's something that you actually chew on in the soup. So once you've seasoned your soup with salt and pepper to taste, the key to a great soup is about doing all of these things mindfully and with care, love, and attention. And the only thing that makes a great soup better than a beautiful garnish of those chunky vegetables, some chopped flat leaf parsley, a beautiful first cold pressed extra virgin olive oil, is to actually share that soup with someone who you love and care for. So for more delicious recipes like this that won't spike your blood sugar, are super easy to prepare and absolutely delicious, click the link below to find out more about our 21-day sugar-free challenge.